Today's top crypto weekly roundup news is warming up the markets fundamentally. Crypto prices are down, Stellar XLM, XRP are down, but this week's Zion Coin's crypto news is hitting hard. If you're watching this, you're probably in the same boat as a lot of us. You didn't have enough time last cycle. Maybe you brought near the top, sold the bottom, or just got busy with life and watched the ball run go by. But that's okay though. A lot of people are still trying to figure out how to make better decisions with crypto going forward. So today we're keeping it simple and focusing on real stuff, the infrastructure and institutional moves that actually matter for long term. One framework, 8 chains, zero rug chasing. Right now in August 2026, we're running everything through our Xi Edge 10x scanner on BTC, XLM, XRP, ADA, ETH, BNB, Trex and Sol. Our straightforward way to look for real utility, institutional adoption and network effects. Not hype, just what's actually being built and used. I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is purely for educational purposes only. Always do your own research and never risk more than what you can afford to lose. I am your award-winning Stellar XLM crypto developer and Zion Coins founder. Alright, so let's get into what stood out this week. First up, a big one on XRP side. Ripple announced it has received full EU authorization for a microcrypto asset service provider, CASP or CASP license from Luxembourg, CSSF, combined with their existing EMI license. This means institutions across all 30 EEA countries can now collect, exchange and pay out through Ripple payments under one regulated relationship. Their message was clear. Regulatory clarity is the foundation of institutional trust. Running this through the scanner, this is a strong positive for XRP. Clear regulated rails for institutions across Europe is exactly the kind of utility and compliance the scanner looks for. It also helps the broader payments narrative that benefits XLM as well. BTC stays macro anchor while ADA and BNB get the general lift through clear European rules. Next, real tokenization happening on XRP ledger. Aviva Invest, a 351 billion asset manager, launched on a central bank of Ireland approved tokenized share class of its US dollar liquidity fund directly on XRP ledger. Same risk profile and protections as the traditional fund, now on chain. This is the kind of quiet but important win. A major traditional asset manager putting a regulated liquidity product on XRPL shows institutions are moving from talk to actual development. The scanner lights up here for XRP. It also reinforces the overall tokenized finance trend that supports chains built for settlement and compliance. On the Stellar side, a couple of strong developments. Redstone, the Oracle provider, brought Ondo's USDY price feed to Stellar DeFi with full SEP40 support. That means protocols on Stellar can now use Ondo's yield-bearing treasury-backed token as collateral for a standardized feed. Ondo framed it as building more productive on-chain dollars. At the same time, Franklin Templeton's tokenized funds are live across 8 networks, totaling about 2.5 billion of that. 22% sits on Stellar, 60% BNB chain, and 10% on Ethereum, with the rest spread across other networks. Plus, the Stellar Ambassador program is now live, a structured 4-tier path for builders and educators, with chapters already active in Africa, Asia and Latin America. And Stellar continues to be discussed in the context of institutional tokenization, including DTCC's work as a model and progress on bringing that kind of infrastructure on chain. Through the scanner, XLM is showing consistent institutional and builder progress oracles for real yield products, meaningful share of tokenized fund volume, and ecosystem growth with programs. These are utility and network effect signals. XRP benefits from the same RWA tokenization wave. BNB gets a direct boost from the large Franklin Templeton allocation. BTC remains the core collateral, and ADA picks up secondary momentum from the broader on-chain finance trend. Speaking of BNB and institutional players, Circle has named BlackRock, DTCC, MasterCard, Visa, and Standard Chartered among the founder validators for its ARC blockchain, set to launch mainnet in mid-September. This is Circle building out the institutional plumbing for its stablecoin ecosystem with some of the biggest names in traditional finance. The scanner sees this as another sign that traditional finance is moving deeper into on-chain infrastructure. It supports the overall environment for regulated stablecoins and tokenized assets, which helps XLM and XRP and BNB finally on the Cardano side. The Cardano Foundation put out a clear message this week. Cardano is the people's blockchain. Every protocol upgrade, treasury, withdrawal, and constitutional amendments is decided by the community that holds ADA. They're pointing people to the governance tools so holders can actually participate. This reinforces ADA's focus on decentralized decision making. In the scanner, it shows as governance and community network effect strength, giving it a solid secondary position this week, while the heavier institutional RWA and payments news was concentrated on XRPL and Stellar, putting it all together with the XAI 10x scanner. XRP had a strong week. Full MiCA CASP license across EU and a major 351 billion asset manager putting its regulated liquidity fund on the ledger. XLM continues its steady institutional build out with the Ondo Redstone Oracle, meaningful share of Franklin Templeton's tokenized volume, the new ambassador program, and ongoing DTCC related tokenization discussion is moving forward. BNB benefits directly from the larger allocation of Franklin Templeton's tokenized funds and the broader institutional validator activity around Circle's ARC. BTC remains the foundational collateral and macro play as more real-world assets and regulated rails come online. ADA shows strength in community governance and long-term decentralized focus, and we love that. The common thread this week is institutions and big traditional players moving from experiments into actual regulated products and infrastructure on XRPL and Stellar, and with Circle's ARC validators. If you've been sitting on the sidelines or feeling like you missed the last run, these are the kind of developments worth tracking. Real utility, real regulated products, and real institutions participation tend to create a stronger foundation over time. That's the Zion Coins crypto news roundup for this week. If this kind of breakdown helps you stay on top of the fundamentals without spending hours digging through everything, smash the like button, subscribe. If you want these weekly roundups, hit the bell button so you don't miss the next step. Drop in the comments which of the 8 chains you're most focused on right now. BTC, XLM, XRP, ADA, BNB, Trex, ETH, Sol. I actually read them. Zion Coins ecosystem links are in the description. As always, have a great week. Take care now, and I'll see you in the next one.